Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Katie and welcome to the stress-free place to learn music. Since I've been teaching, I have seen the ukulele on the rise. Then I have students that want to switch over to the guitar. So within my 15 years of teaching, I have found some things to note as you're switching from the ukulele to the guitar that will save you hours, maybe even years of time. So there's less of this.
Can't play.
And more of this. Let's get started. Here's the interesting thing. If you take the guitar and capo it on the 5th fret, you have the same notes and the same fretboard as the ukulele. That's why if you've played one and you've picked up the other, you'll notice some similar chord shapes, but with different names because you're playing different notes. This shape is a D on the guitar. This is a G chord on the ukulele. This is an F chord on the guitar, is a B flat on the ukulele. Now we're going to talk about some things that you may encounter that may cause some frustration, but I'm going to teach you how to troubleshoot through it. The first one is the distance or the space between the strings, so that there's less space and then your fingers may end up bumping or muting neighboring strings. So build a chord one finger at a time, and then that's going to help you figure out, okay, is there a finger that's bumping a string? Let's find a D chord. So D chord is the same as your G chord on your ukulele, and then play each string individually of the chord. And so I've noticed, what string is that? I may have to retrain my finger a little bit just to hit the string at a different angle. Also consider the position of your fingers. Look, are they straight up and down? If they are, they may be bumping other strings. Consider tilting your hand at an angle so you see now your fingers are more so at an angle than straight up and down so that they don't bump other strings. So I've heard this called piano fingers versus violin fingers. Piano fingers, straight up and down. Violin fingers, more so at an angle. Do you see the position of my hand and my wrist? Just a little whoop, like that. A chord as well, it really gets the fingers out of the way so that your fingers are able to push down on the appropriate string. Next is all about posture. The way that you hold your ukulele is going to be completely different than how you hold your guitar. Proper technique here is that you hold the neck more so at a 45-degree angle. The guitar is different. Sitting or standing, it doesn't matter. You're going to see the neck more so parallel with the floor and maybe slightly up this way, but just making sure your neck is not pointing down, because then it's going to be really hard to be able to reach. My elbow is curving over on top of this portion of the guitar right here so that it can swing freely while you're strumming, which brings me to strumming technique. On the ukulele, you typically want to strum here, where the base of the neck meets the body. When it comes to strumming the guitar, you're going to do it more so over the sound hole, which is more so in the middle. The sound hole is offset here because it's a really cool design. You want to keep it more so here. Here, you're going to run into some problems because you could end up strumming and hitting the actual fretboard. Now, when it comes to strumming the ukulele, a lot of it comes from a nice loose wrist. Well, you know what? Also with strumming the guitar, it's very similar too, but with a slight difference. I feel that as if though a lot of the energy is coming from the elbow, and when I strum down, there's an extra bounce in my wrist. You see that? Boo, 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 boo. So hold your pick loosely, but with enough tension to be able to hold it well. Boom, 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 boom. Because if you hold your pick tightly, it's going to create tension in here, and it's going to be really difficult to be able to increase your speed, and you're just going to sound really stiff. Adding new chords. Oh, drop my pick. Oh! No! Maybe I should give you advice on how not to drop your pick. When people switch over from the ukulele to the guitar, they may notice that there's more tension on the strings because of the steel strings and because maybe of the gauge of the string. It's just different. It feels kind of foreign, right? So what I suggest to my students is that if you have a medium pick or thicker, go thinner. Somebody introduced these kinds of picks to me, and these are nylon picks. They have little grippies on them. They're much more flexible. There's so much more give to them. And when I strum using these, when I first started playing and learning how to play the guitar, it was a game changer for me. I felt like the tension went away. Oh, something to note, when you use a thinner pick though, it is going to change the tone of the instrument, so to speak. It may sound a little lighter, but then as you get used to that, you can always increase the gauge of your pick, and then you could get the more preferred tone that you would like later on. because of the steel strings, people have a tendency to overcompensate when they switch over to the instrument. They end up squeezing too hard. Felt like my fingers were on fire. So how do you know that you're squeezing too hard? I would do the chord test and choose something very simple, like the D chord, for example, and build it one finger at a time. Now, I'm just going to lightly touch the string, put it in position right behind the fret. I'm not going to squeeze. Not going to squeeze yet. Now, as I'm plucking the string or even strumming it with a pick, doesn't matter, I'm going to stop squeezing immediately when I hear a clear sound. I feel like I'm barely touching the string. Now here is the number one thing that my students encountered while they were switching over from the ukulele to the guitar. It's this low E that can throw everything off. If I keep my thumb over the fretboard like this and just lightly touch that E string, because you know how when you first start a D it sounds like this? You get that low E rumbly bumbly mess. If you train yourself to have your thumb curling over, and it doesn't have to be right over this way, just a light touch, that's all you need in order to mute it. That really does save you a lot of time and also just a lot of grief. You can just strum, you can just have fun and just not worry about that low E string. If you're looking for a place to start with the guitar, I've developed a guitar course that is designed to take you from the very beginning to a middle and an end. It has a clear start point and a clear finish line. No more scrolling through an endless sea of resources. It is perfect for the busy, on-the-go individual. Fun, fast, but most of all, stress-free. The course is complete with 14 multi-level fun campfire songs and some popular songs to sing along to, and 6 guitar technique fundamentals videos. 36 play-alongs, and each song tutorial contains a video play-along complete with chord changes and strumming patterns, with downloadable chord charts. And it's priced at $89, which, if you do your research, is less than what most people charge, like in-person lessons, per month. That is all linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.